Hi guys, in today's video we are going to take a look at the weekly time frame chart and we are going to analyze it for the coming week. So as you guys can clearly see, the entire market is in a downtrend for a very long time. For a very long time, since 2007 till this June, the entire market made a move towards the down. So even I could draw a trend line from here to here. It would clearly depict that this looks like a falling wedge, but considering this as a multi-decade analysis, as you guys can see, I'm talking about 2003 till this very 2022. So it's more or less nearly a 20-year. This entire move is a 20-year move which is captured in a weekly time frame. So why I wanted to elaborate on this particular time frame is we can clearly see the markets and the market makers, even the so-called institutional traders or the financial institutions, you guys can even call them as hedge fund and maybe mega funds, those who hold big money. So even though they are trying to manipulate each and every move in the market, there will be always a pattern. There will always be a pattern that emerge irrespective of the manipulations. So there might have been a what you guys would call during all these years there could have been millions and billions of manipulations in this particular path. Millions and billions. I would not be sure even if it crosses trillions, even from the very smaller time frame towards the higher time frame. But one thing I would like to point out is no one can manipulate the market towards its entirety. That's what I'm trying to press on. No one can manipulate the market towards the entirety. As you guys can clearly see, this is still a pattern, a wonderful pattern. It's a textbook pattern of a falling wedge. When this breaks out, it will surely make a move when this falling wedge breaks out, usually the scenario is something like this. Something like this. I'm not going to argue that this would be the case. This is how the market needs to move. No guys, I'm not trying to give or predict or even determine that this would be the outcome. I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to understand here, and I'm trying to explain it out through the patterns which we all clearly see in the chart. That's what I wanted to explain. So this is how, if this is how the market moves, then what I pointed out here in this blue line could be the case, can happen, right? Yeah, it might happen, but this is not a short-term analysis, guys. This is a long-time analysis. What I drew here may happen, may not happen. So and especially, guys, this is not a financial advice. This is an education on forex. This is purely education on technical as well as fundamentals of forex. So let me zoom into the charts for the coming week analysis. What I came across was pretty good actually. This actually looks like a double top. As you guys can see, this move and this move could be considered as a double top in a higher time frame. But the problem is this is a weekly time frame, so we can never be sure. So what I tried here was this in the down area. This entire zone is a demand zone. This entire area in the upside is the supply zone. Whenever the market hits this trend line for the past decades, for the past 20 years, whenever the price hits this particular target, it fell down drastically. But what happened during the 2020 breakout? Actually, the trend actually broke out. And tested this zone of a supply zone for the first time ever. Maybe you could call, guys, this is the breakout of the multi-year trend towards the downside, and it tried to push up, but since the market is pretty strong downtrend, there wouldn't be any liquidity, since this pattern would be known to the so-called financial institutions as well as the hedge funds. What I drew here could be known to everyone, so it's not a magic that I drew it out here. I'm just explaining it out here, so even they know that very well. So what they wanted to do, this is my own analysis, guys, so I'm trying to be very clear here. When it broke out, this entire move towards the upside could be considered a fake out, just to shake out the weekends. So this, due to all the global crisis and economic situations, pretty much everything is in a downtrend, guys. So currencies are also not exempted from this price action. market right now, the market needs liquidity. So this is purely technical. Right now I'm getting into technical, guys. So this is supply zone. Whenever the market hits, it falls. This is a demand zone. When the market hits here, it rises above. When the market hits here, it rises above. When the market again it tried and hit, not the down below demand zone, it hit the wicks. Yeah, maybe you could call the wick. Even this is a very good zone. It could also be called a demand zone, but the institutional traders play it out in a very wonderful manner. As you guys can see, these moves are pretty heavy. Many of them would have shorted here this line. Many of you would have shorted here, and it was a wonderful fake out towards the upside. And then it came down. Um, Again, people try to enter the long. Then they fake it out very well. You could see this entire move is a fake out. This was a purely price manipulation, guys. This entire move towards the downside is a price manipulation. They faked out and got the liquidity and flew off to the top. So what I'm trying to understand and what I'm trying to explain here is, this could happen. I'm not sure. I'm not saying that this will happen, guys. This might happen. This might happen very well. As you guys can see, it hit the target and it just jumped up on a weekly time frame. So it might consolidate even a far more, and it could give out a fake out like this towards the upside, and then once again the market might fall out towards this demand zone particular area, and then, guys, it's right off the bat we can clearly see that there is no stopping it. This is all a future scenarios, guys. Please bear in mind that this is never a financial advice. Right now I'm just drawing a pattern what could play out. I'm not saying this will play out. Why I drew this type of a trend line is, this is a higher time frame falling wedge, as you guys can see, a multi-decade time frame. What I drew here is part of another falling wedge. You guys could call it, yeah, this is another, a smaller falling wedge. Yeah, once this breakout and retested this area, it couldn't break out to the top because of the bearishness and because of the pattern. So once if the price needs to be manipulated like this, price can consolidate here for a few weeks and then it can fake out towards the upside for all the liquidity it can grab, and then financial institutions and the hedge funds can manipulate this exact move. They can exactly replicate this move here. Let me do another thing, guys. Let me show it in a different way, then it would be cool. Yeah, let me try it in a different way, guys. These are all not yes, guys, this is what I wanted to say, guys. As you guys can see, I'm not saying this might happen, or I will never say this is what's gonna happen. I'm just saying the price can be manipulated like this, guys. What would we have here on the downside is none other than a triple bottom. A triple bottom in the demand zone is very effective for a long term bullish scenario. So this can happen, guys, and this might happen. So please bear in mind all these assumptions and all these analysis are only my opinion, guys. Market manipulators and hedge funds and even the overall market can play it out very differently, and I'm sure about it. It doesn't have to be the exact way that I told, but it can and it might happen. So the weekly analysis of for the coming week would be a consolidation towards the upside, and trying to break this trend line would be actually a short-term bullish scenario, since this is a falling wedge. So what I'm trying to say here is a break towards the upside and entering into this falling wedge to the upside would be a bullish scenario. And if this breakout of this trend line towards the upside fails, then the market would do something like this, might do something like this, guys. This is also a possible scenario, guys. What I provided here was two alternative scenarios with two analysis with an explanation behind the analysis, guys. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching all my videos, and keep supporting my channel, and do not over risk your capital and trade wisely, guys. Catch you on the flip side, guys. Thank you.